What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future.
In the heart of South America lies a land so grand, a nation filled with beauty, where dreams are in command, with golden sunsets painting skies and rivers flowing free. One Guyana, our homeland, where unity runs deep. One Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build the land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest tall. One Guyana will rise above it all. From the mighty Essequibo to the Rupununi Plains, diverse cultures intertwined, like rivers after rains. Oh, the colors of our people, a tapestry so bright. One Guyana, different faces, a harmonious sight. One Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build our land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest all. One Guyana will rise above it all.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future.
In the heart of South America lies a land so grand, a nation filled with
정이가 좋아하는 랜덤 게임 랜덤
this one Guyana. United we stand, hand in hand. We'll build a land from the coast to the In the heart of South America lies a land so grand, a nation filled with beauty, where dreams are in command, with golden sunsets painting skies and rivers flowing free. One Guyana. With golden sunsets painting skies and rivers flowing free. One Guyana.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise of our love.
Same Guyanese done in our vein. So let's go now the hatred times in racing. Can't make that destroy. 6 races I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could have Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big water culture brew.
And all we together, not really make this dream come true. Of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean, the mountains, yeah, it's true. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, our world. Love runs deep like a beautiful river for Guyana. And we stand as one mighty like Mount Guyana for Guyana, for Guyana.
Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana.
She's blessed us with her own, just let her embrace her. Say, one line alone, yeah, so let's put our hands together, give her a standing ovation. This great nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. Place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, our world.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future.
A nation filled with beauty, where dreams are in command, with golden sunsets painting skies and rivers flowing free. One Guyana, our homeland, where unity runs deep. One Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build the land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest tall. One Guyana will rise above it all. From the mighty Essequibo to the Rupununi Plains, diverse cultures intertwined, like rivers after rains. Oh, the colors of our people, a tapestry so bright. One Guyana, different faces, a harmonious sight. One Guyana, united we stand, hand in hand, we'll build our land, from the coast to the savannas, the rainforest all. One Guyana will rise above it all.
Yeah, if you got. We'll move for the charge, we'll move for it. You understand? You see the watch? Raj, you see the mission? See me? But hold on, I want to check up.
Let us assume a position of respect for the universal prayer. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. The National Pledge. I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana, and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. You may be seated. Minister of Education, Chief Education Officer, Deputy Chief Education Officers, Assistant Chief Education Officers, REDOs, directors of the various units within the ministry, principals of the different educational institutes, special invitees, members of the media, teachers, students, pupils, children, welcome to the Ministry of Education's National STEAM Fair 2025. I think that in itself is an auspicious moment for us to put our hands together just for that. I believe that as we were walking in, we noticed the hard work and dedication that was put out just so that we can all be here. And the students, the pupils, the teachers, the parents, they have all outdone themselves. I was listening to a word the other day from Pastor Alstein, and he mentioned a specific story from the Good Book, and it referenced Jeremiah. The Lord called upon Jeremiah to go to the masses and to preach, to deliver his word. And Jeremiah said, God, why me? I can't speak in front of people. I'm too young. And the Lord put his hand to Jeremiah's mouth, and he said, do not say that you are too young to do anything. I have called upon you, and so it shall be, regardless of your youth. And I think today we see that regardless of their youth, these children have put forward some amazing projects. They have truly outdone themselves, and the Ministry of Education has given them the scope to do so. And that, to me, is doing God's work. So congratulations to the ministry, and congratulations to each and every single participant here today. To give us an overview of STEAM Fair 2025, I will invite from NSERD, Ms. Arifa Riemann, to the podium to deliver this note. Let's welcome Arifa as she comes.
Madam Chairwoman, Honorable Minister of Education, Ms. Priya Mallington, Chief Education Officer, Mr. Saddam Hussein, Deputy Chief Education Officers, Regional Education Officers, other officials, teachers, and students, good morning. The honor is mine to provide an overview of the 16th Biennial National Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics Fair 2025 under the theme Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana. Activities for this commenced with a meeting which was convened to identify members of the fair committee and plan the way forward. The members of the team were Mr. Marty D'Souza, Ms. Praneva Singh, Ms. Amelia Prasad, Ms. Kisa Johnson Richards, Ms. Miranda Sobers Stahl, Mr. Rocky Prasad, Ms. Valaika Jaikishun, Mr. Devendra Prasad, Mr. Rabindra Singh, Ms. Angela Burnett Prasad, Ms. Petal Kadir, Mr. Sherwin Blackman, Mr. Navindra Hardial, and myself, Arifa Riemann. It was decided that the project should be created based on the STEAM format using the following headlines. At the primary level, pupils were asked to produce STEAM-focused projects, prototypes, and exhibits in science, mathematics, environmental science, craft, and visual arts. At the lower secondary level, grades 7 to 9, students were encouraged to focus on interdisciplinary STEAM solutions, research and inventions in social and behavioral science, integrated science, agriculture science, environmental science, home economics, craft and visual arts, mathematics, and information technology. At the upper secondary level, grade 10 to 11, students were asked to submit STEAM-based entrepreneurship, sustainability, and community impact projects in social and behavioral science, integrated science, agriculture science, environmental science, home economics, craft and visual arts, mathematics and information technology, biology, chemistry, physics, and industrial technology. At the tertiary level, participants were encouraged to display advanced STEAM research, engineering design, and technology-driven innovations as projects prototypes. Towards the end of the training program, a training program was developed for judging. The training was facilitated by members of the committee for the STEAM fair in all regions. At each training sessions, judges and officers from the various education departments were present. The committee encouraged the officers to serve as mentors to the various schools during the preparation of projects. The secondary sector team decided the venue should be the Ministry of Education ground on Carifesta Avenue. However, due to the weather conditions, as you can see right now, the venue was later changed to the Arthur Chang Conference Center. Contact was made with the relevant personnel and the proposal was accepted. Subsequently, several visits were made to Arthur Chang Conference Center and the President's College by the secondary sector team. The first was to determine whether the venue had the capacity and facilities to host this event. The second visit was made due to the layout for the various levels that will be participating. A visit was made to President's College as it relates to the accommodation for the participants. The STEAM Fair is unique as each of the 11 districts held at least one such event during the month of March and the beginning of the April month. Over 210 projects were presented and culminated with the best projects presented in each category being presented for scrutiny during the fair. Students at the nursery, primary, and tertiary levels will share their experiences and make live presentations in front of their peers. They will demonstrate the process of deciding on the projects on display or features of the project. They will also be able to speak confidently to visitors about science and mathematics while designing and developing their projects. The team of judges comprised of lecturers from the University of Guyana, Cyril Potter College of Education, and other government agencies. We wish to express our gratitude to Mr. Philip De Silva, Dr. Sir Paul Jaikishun, whom generously accepted our invitation to serve as Chief Judge and Assistant Chief Judge, respectively. We also wish to acknowledge the contribution of the Honorable Minister of Education, Ms. Priya Mannington, the Permanent Secretary, the Chief Education Officer, Deputy Chief Education Officers, Assistant Chief Education Officers, the Principal and staff of the President's College, the PEO Georgetown Regional Education Officers, education officers, head teachers, and students who participated in the science fair, members of the science fair committee, the decorating team, our chairperson who graciously accepted our invite, and last but not least, our parents who would have assisted tremendously in giving support and guidance every step of the way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arifa. That was a very comprehensive overview delivered. As we move on in the opening ceremony for the National STEAM Fair 2025, the next item on our agenda is a cultural presentation. This presentation is a collaborative effort between Morgan's Learning Center, the Bishop's High, X Factor Dance Group, North Georgetown Secondary, Tutorial High, and South Rumvelt Secondary. So a myriad of schools came together to deliver this performance, and they named it Celebrating STEAM Through Dance. Let us welcome them to the stage.
Who am I? I serve as a platform for your minds to explore, experiment, and demonstrate their powers in critical fields, fostering culture and curiosity, innovation, and interdisciplinary collaborations. Who am I? I foster avenues for students to create and develop projects. As learners showcase their innovative solutions to real-world problems, while unveiling the integration of my principles and the application in addressing these challenges in the 21st century. Under one umbrella, in unity, I place all of my attention on science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. But who am I? This year, I will feature an array of engaging activities that will allow the young minds all across Guyana to demonstrate creativity. Who?
I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors shining through. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. So sad eyes, take courage now and realize when this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up, because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful. Oh, like a rainbow.
अरे हमें प्यार में रहने दो, अरे हमें प्यार में रहने दो। रंग के बारे में भूल जाओ, अरे हमें प्यार में रहने दो। Forget about your color and let us live in love. Let us get together and let us live in love. रंग के बारे में भूल जाओ, अरे हमें प्यार में रहने दो, अरे हमें प्यार में रहने दो। Stephen Ralph, Shakti Stream Studio, Avinash, SR Productions.
What we tell them?
Mama, look at what we need. Oh yeah. Mama, look at what we need. Mama, look at what we need.
Hey, reach for the star, lamp on the moon, aim for the cloud, light up the room. Sweep negativity, pass me the bloom. Always be polite, say good afternoon. Make sacrifice and you will be a winner. Take education, drive for the bimmer. Bad choices can't turn you the limmer. If you want me a fool, then can't watch it in. Now you just like a winner, talk like a winner, walk like a winner, be start like a winner. Intermediate, just for the beginner. Education is key if you want me a winner. Just like a winner, talk like a winner, walk like a winner, be start like a winner. Intermediate, just for the beginner. Education is key if you want me a winner.
Oh yeah. Mama, look how we need. Mama, look how we need. Oh yeah. Mama, look how we need. Look how we need. Living my best life. I'm living my best life right now. Living my best life. Living my best life right now. Living my best life. I'm living my best life right now. Living my best life. Living my best life right now.
I want you just like a winner, talk like a winner, walk like a winner, start like a winner. Intermediate, just for the beginner. Education is key if you want to be a winner. Just like a winner, talk like a winner, walk like a winner, start like a winner. Intermediate, just for the beginner. Education is key if you want to be a winner.
Oh yeah, Mama, look how we need. Mama, look how we need. Oh yeah, Mama, look how we need. Look how we need. My best life, my best life right now. My best life, my best life right now. My best life, my best life right now. My best life, my best life right now.
Talk like a winner, walk like a winner, start like a winner. Intermediate, just for the beginner. Education is key if you want to be a winner. Just like a winner, talk like a winner, walk like a winner, start like a winner. Intermediate, just for the beginner. Education is key if you want to be a winner.
Oh yeah, Mama, look how we need. Mama, look how we need. Oh yeah, Mama, look how we need. Look how we need.
Who am I? I am STEAM, STEAM. I am science, technology, engineering, arts. I am mathematics. With one voice, my aim is to be that innovative solution through STEAM for sustainable development in Guyana. Let us continue to protect, promote, and develop this green land. Together we can, together we will. Together we must, through STEAM.
They said you wouldn't make it so far, and ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the night you had to cry, 'cause you had never let it go inside. You worked real hard and you know exactly what you want and need. So believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and say, I can, I believe, I will, I believe, I know my dreams are real. Oh yeah, I believe, I believe, I believe, I know. That's why your goals are just dancing in your soul, and you know that your moves will last.
That was wonderfully done. I think for delivering us 19 minutes of pure excellence, they deserve a bigger round of applause than that. Congratulations to the students and the teachers. And sometimes we wonder why at children's MASH competition the judges take so long. Because they have a hard time deciphering the excellence. That was beautifully done. Congratulations again to the teachers and the students involved in that masterpiece, showing us each of the letters there. They showed us science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And they said in the song for mathematics, dress like a winner, walk like a winner. So I think this year we'll see some winning CSEC results. You know, the ministry has been putting a lot behind mathematics. So we're looking forward again to some winning performances. I mean, it's not like anything different comes out of Guyana, so we can look forward to that. Coming next to the podium, she really needs no introduction. When you see the ministry, you see her. When you see any activity, you see her. She doesn't sleep. She lives and eats and breathes the Ministry of Education, none other than the Honorable Priya Manichan, our minister, coming to deliver the feature address.
Please sit. Good morning, good midday, right? Good day to everyone. I'm very, very, very happy to be here today. And today culminates, the next 2 days, the exhibitions and projects and innovation you'll see here is really the result of a period of time where from regions 1 through 10, from nursery to secondary, schools and students, pupils and infants were encouraged over a period of months to conceive of, create, and demonstrate their innovations in various subject areas about how we can build sustainably a new Guyana. And so what you see here is really months of the education system encouraging our students and pupils to do what we do every single day, that you don't get to see on the front page of a newspaper, that you don't get to see on sensational lives. I mean, watching our children build a windmill that could produce energy to an entire village might not be as attractive as a sandwich that didn't have enough butter. Watching our children solve mathematical problems in a way that is relevant to them, which also helps to teach our teachers that maybe our methods are a little outdated and we need to look at how children are now learning, might not be as attractive and sensational as a toilet that doesn't flush. So it doesn't make the internet. But every single day, in every single classroom, all across this country, we are changing lives. We are transforming communities, and we are very, very, very proud of that. And when I say we're transforming lives and changing communities, and I gave you the example of a sandwich that doesn't have enough cheese or a toilet that doesn't flush, believe me when I tell you, we are even more upset at the system that allows that, because it is unnecessary at this point in our country's life for that to be happening. But when you deal with thousands of service providers, whether they be contractors providing meals or civil contractors doing work, we will have human error and in some cases human delinquents. And where we see that, we fix it. But this here that you'll see over the next 3 days, and I'm inviting you as parents to bring out your children. You're on holiday. They are on holiday. There's no reason why you should not bring out your children over this 2-day period to go through the various experiments and the various pieces of work that are coming from across the country. I invite you as parents to bring your children out and have them experience this. I will certainly be bringing mine. Where are we in the Ministry of Education right now? We just concluded the NGSA last week. We already are able to tell you that the results will be in on or before the 26th of June this year. Papers, the CXC, the Caribbean Examinations Council, is already in possession of papers and will begin, I believe, on Friday to start doing some standardization, which means they've already started batching and doing other things that they usually do. Access to education has changed significantly. So we have had, since the 2000s, under the Bar Jagdeo presidency, universal access to primary education. And that was so declared by the United Nations. In Guyana, we do not have compulsory nursery education, but we have the highest enrollment rate of nursery children in the Commonwealth Caribbean. And that tells us about the appetite for our parents to get their children into a formal learning environment. We've always struggled with access to secondary education. And the reason we've struggled is because our geography is very different from Caribbean islands. And I say islands, we're a country. We have to put a school on a mountaintop or at the bottom of a valley or on a bank somewhere, a river bank. And we had to do that while we were a heavily indebted poor country. And so the cost of a school in the hinterland is almost 5 times the cost of a school on the coast because of geography and logistics for transportation of goods. You have schools like Jawala and Philippi who had to go on pause right now because the water level was so low. I think that will change after the last couple of days, that material could not reach the school on boats and pontoons. And so we've always struggled with secondary access. But I'm here to say, very, very pleased, that after enormous pushing, and pushing sometimes was pushing against internal resistance also. Pushing sometimes meant pushing against structures and systems that did not cater for the speed with which we'd like to see these schools built out. But we pushed, and we are at a place where by September of this year, we will be opening at least 20 new secondary schools across this country. And by mid-next year, we would have achieved universal secondary education across Guyana. I was saying to someone, only in Georgetown, we have built and are going to be opening shortly the new Christchurch Secondary, the new St. George's Secondary, the new St. Mary's Secondary, which I will let you into a secret now, will become the new Brigdam Secondary. We have built back St. Rose's, which was broken down in 2017 and never built back. We've extended significantly Queen's College, Bishops, St. Rose's, St. Winifred's, East Rumvelt. We are currently extending Tuckville, Camberville Secondary. We rebuilt the North Rumvelt Secondary, and that's only in Georgetown. That's only in Georgetown. All over this country, in Region 1, we're currently building 5 secondary schools. In Region 7, we're currently building 4 secondary schools. In Region 9, in Region 8, we're currently building 3 secondary schools. In Region 9, we're currently building 7 secondary schools, 2 of which were just commissioned by His Excellency the President over the Easter weekend. That in Region 6, we're building a secondary school at Oriala, Siparuta. On the East Bank, we're extending the Diamond Secondary School and building one at Prospect and one at Caneville. We completed the Good Hope Secondary, Yarra Cabra Secondary. We're extending significantly Hope Secondary and rehabilitating and Annandale Secondary. And so you could tell that the interest now is in access. So my friends, we hear things like, and we're in an election year, so these are not things we must shy away from. In these years, people rise up with all kinds of things and numbers and using stats and so on to make a point. And we hear things like the dropout rate was high. When you're going to Camarang Primary and you pass NGSA, there's no Camarang Secondary to go to. You go to Camarang Primary Top. And at grade 9, which is third form, because there's no capacity to do CXC there, the children leave. We tell them bye-bye. And they go off and do whatever they can, which is bad for children. It's bad for those homes, and it's bad for communities. Those were not children who dropped out. Those were children who had no school to go to. Those children will now be going to Philippi or Jawala or Isano or the other secondary school being built in Region 7. And so when we talk about that, we must talk about why we don't see the same number of children who write NGSA going on to write CXC. But not only are we changing out children being able to go into secondary schools, we're changing out the kind of education that we offer, the quality of education, beginning with trained teachers. So we have added close to 4,000 teachers to the system. When we came in here, we had just under 10,000 teachers hired by the state to deliver education across Guyana. 72% of them were trained. We now have 14,000 plus teachers in the system, so we have quantitatively more, and 99% of them are trained or in training. So we have more in numbers, and we have a higher quality of teachers. But outside of that, we're adding TVET to all our schools. So right in Bartica, you're going to have a practical instruction center. Right at the high schools that we're currently building, there are rooms and facilities that are going to allow for CVQs, that allow children to get a level 1 Caribbean Vocational Qualification Certificate. So if you're not the child who wants the academic certificate from CXC, we have choices, again from CXC, but we're providing it. So access to education, a higher quality of education, a more varied education is what we're setting about to achieve. Right here, I passed the Guyana Digital School, which is new to our country, new to our Caribbean. And the Guyana Digital School is going to offer to our children the option of going to lessons for free on that digital school. It's going to offer to our children going to school on the digital school instead of in a classroom. It's going to cater to children, the needs that children have and in the new ways that children are learning. So I want you to, in those three examples, access, quality, and the variety of subjects delivered and ways in which they're delivered, understand that education in Guyana is not and will not become static. We are going to evolve as far as is necessary and as quickly as is necessary to make sure our children we are meeting the needs of the learners of today who are looking on at the Guyana that's being built out and trying to figure out what career pathways would help them earn better, earn more. But even as we do that, my friends, we have put in 92 secondary schools guidance and counseling officers. So we're not building schools and looking at subjects and delivering more and better trained teachers without understanding that there are needs that the country has never been able to meet. Mental health needs that we haven't been able to address. And so we are putting in place the systems that would allow for that kind of support. Textbooks to every child, breakfast and meals to children, cash grants which will begin on the 12th of May, the Because We Care cash grant, guidance and counseling where it's needed, support for parents through cash grants that are not through the education system, like the $100,000 cash grant we just had, like support for farmers in farming communities, the health care voucher. And so this is a Guyana that is exciting to be in now. And we want to make sure that our children understand that. We have challenges, some of which would be that the system is so stuck on itself that to bring about any change requires or is viewed with suspicion, fear sometimes, ignorance many times, and just a refusal to evolve with the time. We commit to you from the government that none of that will stop us from doing what the children of Guyana need today. We are looking at various new things that we could do. With universal secondary education, do we still need a placement exam? Because that's what NGSA is, a placement exam. Do we need a placement exam, or can we transition to secondary schools because we now have enough in your community? To do that, it would mean every secondary school has to offer equally and equitably the same kind and quality and of education. So those are some of the new things we can look at. That doesn't mean that we're taking away from competition. If you want to gain one of a particular number of schools, we can set an exam for those who are competing for those schools. But those are new things we have to start looking at. Do we need to continue to offer at CSEC subjects only in fifth form? Can children who want to do it earlier go ahead and do it earlier? And we've been seeing more of that. And even as we look at that, we are looking at making sure that within the next 5 years, within the second year finale term, every single child by grade 4 is literate and numerate. And we're looking at that not by a GAF, not by a conversation, but by a program that is comprehensive, with material and with strategic thinking and with the necessary personnel that is going to be launched by the end of May of this year to begin in September of this year. So my friends, this is an ever-evolving ministry. As officers, as teachers, as parents, as learners, as trainee teachers, you have to reorient yourself to get on the train of an education system that refuses to be static, that refuses to leave our children behind because we have some old fogies, and old don't mean age. Young people who can't get past the thinking of what we were doing in the 1980s. It's a different time, and it's going to require different input to get a different output. And different output must be a better, more relevant person leaving the secondary school that is able to meet the needs of Guyana, even as they meet the needs of their families. The University of Guyana was just declared to be free of charge. What does that mean for us? Does it mean, and those are some of the difficult questions, you could go in, not turn up to classes, fail, and keep coming back? Or we have to be responsible in how these resources are going to be used. It means that we want to give every single child, every single young person, the opportunity to train in subjects and courses and fields that are relevant, that are going to make them marketable in the Guyana we are building out. It means with the expansion of our TVET centers across the country that we're looking at a diversified skill set that doesn't require the traditional or the normally traditional means of reaching a place of certification and skill development. And all of that is happening as we speak. So this is an extremely exciting time for our children, extremely exciting time for our parents, extremely exciting time for our Guyana. But we have to pay attention, read the tea leaves. It is very easy. It's very easy, my friends. All that I spoke about just now could be tanked if there is no vision, if there is no commitment, if there is no experience, because experience matters. If you're going to come into office and look at the sector like deer in headlights, then you can't move it forward. Or look at the country like deer in headlights, then you can't move it forward. And so it is extremely important that we, all of us, understand that there is a trajectory, and that to stay on that trajectory, actions from each of us would be required. From each of us would be required. And you have to take responsibility yourself for what your life looks like, for what your children's life will look like in the next 5 years and the next 10 years. And later on in the year, you'll get an opportunity to take that responsibility yourself. But I am very pleased this morning to be here. It's boiling hot, so I can't wait to take this jacket off and walk around booth to booth. Marty and Ritesh promised that they're going to come and do a piece on stage until they saw the boys flicking. And then they had an argument between themselves about who would be doing the flicking. And I think they canceled that plan. But everybody is going to be walking around looking at your innovative pieces, including the media and media personnel and children who will leave here inspired by you. So this morning it gives me great pleasure to thank all the parents and teachers and officers who who brought your children from wide and far, from distant regions, to help inspire the population of Guyana through actual visuals as well as what will be shown on television. And it gives me even greater pleasure to declare the STEAM Fair 2025 open.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. With that being said, I would like to formally thank each and every one of you for making the effort to be here, for staying with us throughout this opening ceremony, and I invite you to visit the booths as well, offer a word of encouragement and motivate our children, because as Minister said, this is our way of positioning them for a greater and a more beautiful Guyana. Thank you, senior education officials. Thank you to the parents, the teachers, the students, the pupils, and everyone here for sitting through and for lending a helping hand. Again, do enjoy the STEAM Fair. We will be back here on Friday with some results for you, so be sure to join us then as we congratulate each and every participant for this year's STEAM Fair. Have a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye, everyone.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious? Join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future.
I'm Shane Marks, and with me we have the talented and wonderful Shanti Eastman, and we're going to take you guys along the booths here today, what the feel and the vibe of the ground here is today at the Arthur Chang Conference Center. Basically going about and seeing the talented creations that we have from our students across Guyana today. Shanti?
All right, so we are working with the theme this year for our STEAM Fair 2025. The theme happens to be Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana. And I can tell you that thus far, we've been scouting the place for just a bit, and I can definitely say that the children are really our future. And I see Guyana doing big things, especially in the area of science and technology. And I love the integration that we're already seeing, especially with our agro sector. But I don't want to spill too much right now, right? But as we get into it today, we'll see all the awesomeness that is in store. Also, students from all 11 educational districts are here representing every region in the country. After taking a part in the regional fair held between March 24th to April 2nd, they're over here, and over 210 projects are on display today.
Can you imagine that? Over 210 booths here today ready to show what they can offer. And let me remind you guys that this fair is open to the general public during this 3 days. It's open to the general public, and you all invited to come down here at the Arthur Chang Conference Center, see the amazing work that these students are doing. And let's talk about a little bit the levels that are going to be participating here at the fair today. So we have the primary level students who are diving into science, mathematics, environmental science, and crafts and visual arts. At the lower secondary level, you'll see interdisciplinary STEAM solutions in social and behavioral science, integrated science, agricultural science, environmental science, home economics, arts and crafts, mathematics, and information technology. Shanti, what other levels are we going to see here today?
And then at the upper secondary level, it's all about entrepreneurship, sustainability, and community impact, with projects in social and behavioral sciences, integrated science, agricultural science, environmental science, home economics, craft and visual arts, mathematics, information technology, biology, chemistry, physics, and of course industrial technology. And finally, in the open category, we'll see a advanced STEAM research, engineer designs, and cutting-edge tech innovations, the real big deals. Now, I can definitely say that there's something to cater to each and every person.
Each and every person. I was just about to say to you guys, there are a lot of organizations, educational institutions here ready at this ground to show you what they've created. I went into the secondary section and I saw Queen's College, I saw Bishops, I even saw the CPCE. Students are here as well on the ground. There are booths for by the Ministry of Education and SIR department here ready to show you what they've, they have to offer in the field of STEAM. It's really, really a space for everyone to be a part of and enjoy and really just come together and appreciate the brilliant minds that Guyana has to offer. It's really spectacular. But what most are you looking forward to see, Shanti, here today? Because you have to be looking for something. Is it the science, technology, mathematics, art? What are you looking forward to?
Actually, more in the behavioral sciences. I study social science, and that is my kind of thing. But also, I must say that I've been surprised as far walking around. I see that they're taking things like charcoal and they're getting into the techie side of that or getting into the science of that. And I absolutely love it. Taking things that we wouldn't think about as everyday use for something, or taking things that we would think, it only goes thus far in terms of production. And they're just bringing out every single thing or drawing things out that we wouldn't even think about. And that alone, it shows the brilliant minds that we have. And when we speak about when we speak about all over Guyana, we say people are coming from all over Guyana. We're talking about, we have schools like Potentia Secondary, we have May 8th Secondary, we have Berbice High School here. So every corner of Guyana, we have persons representing
from all 11
educational districts. And it's no underestimating. It's
going to be a really, really fun time, guys. We're going to take you guys along these booths as the day goes by, and we're going to be here tomorrow and the day after that, covering the events for the next 3 days. So you guys are going to stick around with us as we show you what's to come. We'll be around, guys.
Yes.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable.
About the microbial fuel cell. With me, we have a student who's going to go about explaining what this project is all about. Can we have your name?
Jeremiah Anthony Williams.
Okay, Jeremiah, can you tell us about what this project is and what's the thought process that went into creating this project?
Okay, this project is called microbial fuel cell, and well, let me see. The thought
Can you tell us how does this work? What's the mechanism behind it? How does this work? How can you operate this?
Well, how does it work? Microbial fuel cell. You might be wondering, how can bacteria possibly produce electricity, right? Well, inside a microbial fuel cell, tiny microbes feed on organic matter like sugar, wastewater, or even mud. As they release this material, tiny microbes feed on organic matter like sugar. I kind of forgot.
You want to jump in, teacher, and explain what this project is about?
So, my student is probably a bit exhausted by the heat.
Yeah, the sun is really hot today, guys. It really
What we have here is a microbial fuel cell. Now, mud. This is something very common, very prevalent in Guyana. There's mud almost everywhere. And a lot of people consider mud to be dirty. Every time you hear about mud or dirt, it's considered dirty. And that's basically because it goes hand in hand with bacteria. What a lot of people don't know, however, is that this bacteria can be very useful. You see, bacteria, they release electrons. And these electrons can be harnessed to create electricity. Now, if you properly construct what we have here, which is a microbial fuel cell, that microbial fuel cell can harness that electricity and produce an electrical output. And we see that electrical output being produced based on our voltage reading. So if I would just put this on, you'd be able to see that the mud that we have here is being harnessed with the use of the electrodes that are embedded in our microbial fuel cell, along with the combination of our salt bridge to produce an electrical output. Now, on a small scale, it may seem insignificant, but just think about what Guyana would be like if we don't have to depend on, I don't want to say GPL, but think about if we can simply generate our electricity with the vast amount of mud that is present within our environment. Think about how cost effective and all of that could possibly be. And so that is basically the narrative that we are trying to push here today.
Right. So you guys see, right? It's very important that you come down here at this STEAM Fair 2025 because mud can produce electricity. So it's really interesting to see. And we have much more booths like this around in the secondary section. So we can't wait for you guys to come down, take a look, and have time at the STEAM Fair 2025. We'll go over to Shante, who is going to give you guys a sneak peek into the primary level and what they have to offer.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more.
Not golden arrowhead. I don't think you heard.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious.
Alright, great. So I can't go behind this one, so I gotta do from. Alright then. And this is
Rod.
Kwan Secondary. And what's the project name?
Rod.
Eco Bricks.
Rod.
So she can do now.
Ready? Light it.
So we're here at the Kokwani Secondary School booth, and they have a project on eco bricks, and we're just going to go ahead and see what it's all about. Can you tell us your name and what this project is about?
Okay, sure. Good afternoon. My name is Rafaela Rambaran, and my colleague name is Anthony Johnson, and we're representing Kokwani Secondary School at this year's STEAM Fair. So our project is basically STEAM bricks, eco bricks, right? So eco bricks are basically made from plastic and sand. The plastic was first collected, washed, cleaned, and cut into smaller pieces. Then we added it to a pot of fire and added the sand when the plastic melted, and we put it into this mold you see here, and when it dried we got the eco bricks.
Right, and can you tell us how does this project benefit the greater good? What's its purpose in the larger sense of society in Guyana?
Thank you for that question. So our eco bricks can be used just as a normal cement block. You can, basically.
All right, so you are that guys. They're taking sand and they're turning it into bricks here. We went to the Neem Secondary where we learned that mud can give us electricity. So there's a lot of exciting booths here at the National STEAM Fair 2025. So stick around. We'll go over to Shanti in a second and we'll come back to me, and we're just going to go ahead and give you guys a tour of the booths here at the National STEAM Fair 2025.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the
It's about what you have going on here, what is the concept, what inspired the concept, and what problem are you trying to bring a solution to?
Okay, so with this project, its name is the banana peel charcoal. It is a process that whereby we use an alternative for a traditional wood charcoal, which is much more harmful to the environment. So with this project, we would have dried banana peels, we would have carbonized them in low oxygen environments, and then we would have grind them to get this banana peel charcoal powder. From this powder, we would have added some cornstarch or clay as a binder to create these briquettes. And after the briquettes were created, we would have gotten our charcoal. So as any other form of, this charcoal, you can barbecue with it, or we also have some byproducts from it, which can be this soap, this face mask, and the toothpaste. So the brains behind this operation was to look for cost-effective ways to manage you're live, right? Okay. So we were looking for cost-effective ways to manage worldly problems. So what we're doing here, we're combating the emission of gas into the atmosphere.
Thank you very much, Ms. Aquino. So essentially, you guys are looking, or rather, providing solutions towards a cleaner, greener environment. And of course, you're not only providing that solution in one way of the main way we know in which most persons use charcoal, and that is mainly to cook, but also you're providing byproducts with this new and improved dried banana peel charcoal, or banana peel charcoal rather. And you have it here in products such as the soap, such as the mask, and of course the toothpaste, yes, because we know that that is something that persons know and love here in the 21st century especially. Can you tell us some benefits of the banana peel charcoal?
Okay, so some benefits of the banana peel charcoal, like the byproducts, for example. This soap is very good for your skin. It's very moisturizing and it rejuvenates the skin. And for the ladies in cosmetology, it also helps with this renewal of the skin barrier. The toothpaste also whitens the teeth. And as you would hear dermatologists talking about having strong enamel and so on, it also helps with that. And the face mask is also similar to the soap for your face, so as the name says.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ms. Aquino. An incredible brainchild here we see. And thank you very much for being a part of STEAM Fair 2025. And cannot wait to see what new thing you guys bring to the table in 2026. Thank you very much. Over to you, Shane.
Ready? So we just saw they're making eco bricks at the Kokwani Secondary School. We went to Neem Secondary where they're turning mud into electricity. Now we're at Laventry Secondary where they're going to magnetize the Cartesian plane. So we're just going to get a little bit of insight as to what is going on at the booth here at Laventry Secondary. Can you have your name and tell us what this project is about?
Of course, my name is Adine Hanaro, and this project is a magnetic geoboard, and it is magnetizing the Cartesian plane. And firstly, in order for us to plot our points, we'll first need to find our two coordinates. And in order for us to do that, we'll have to spin the number wheel to find our y value, no, our x and y value. And when we
do like a little demonstration of actually spinning the wheel. I kind of want to spin it, guys. All right, so we're gonna spin the wheel. 4, right? Is that correct? 4.
Yes. Okay.
Spin again.
Function.
That's 2. Negative 2.
Negative 2. Okay, so the function we're working with today is x plus 3. So negative 2 is going to be our x value. We're going to place that into the function x plus 3. So negative 2 plus 3 is going to be equal to 1, positive 1. So our two coordinates are negative 2 and positive 1. So here we have negative 2 and positive 1. And that is how we plot our point.
And what's the larger implementation of a project like this, a mathematical project like this?
Well,
what's a broader view? How can this, be used in helping Guyana as a whole, in a sense?
Well, actually, there's been some difficulties in mathematics, and especially in this one, I've seen my classmates have difficulties with this specific topic. So this one can actually help you to plot your points properly, and it can make it more interactive and fun. So it's just it's a way that we can make mathematics more interactive and fun by making a magnetic geoboard.
I totally understand. Math has not always been my strong subject, but looking at this now, I can tell that it's an exciting project. Thank you so much for talking to us. So guys, you've heard it here at the Laventry Secondary School where they're magnetizing the Cartesian plane. We went to Kokwani where they're making eco bricks, and we were at the Neem Secondary where they're turning mud into electricity. So you guys see, there's a lot of projects here at the National STEAM Fair 2025. So come on down. We're going to be here today, tomorrow, and the next day after that. Just here soaking up all the brilliance these students have to offer. So we'll go back to Shante as she interviews someone from the primary level.
And here in the secondary booth, we are with Miss Akila De Silva of the Christianberg Wisma Secondary School. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And how are you doing this today?
I'm doing good.
All right. Can you tell us a bit about what it is that you have here today? What is it you have on display? What is the inspiration? And what problem are you trying to solve?
So our project is called Scraptastic Plastics, Bowls and Straws. It is about turning food scraps into eco-friendly plastic. And here we have some bioplastics. These bowl here was made out of white bread, and this was made out of eggshells. And the straws was also made out of white bread. So we're trying to solve the pollution, plastic pollution mostly, because of the amount of plastic that goes into the ocean and the Choseway causes a big problem: land pollution, water pollution, etc.
All right, so here today we're seeing a lot of inventions that are basically leading towards a cleaner, greener planet, and I absolutely love it. Now, you were saying that this was made out of bread and breadcrumbs, eggshells, and this was made out of eggshells, and this one white bread. Awesome stuff. And these are straws I see here. So these are what kind of plastic?
Eco-friendly plastics.
Okay, and who came up with this amazing idea?
Me and my team members, also our awesome teacher.
Awesome teacher. And how did you even think that white bread and eggshells can make eco-friendly plastic?
Because of all the amount of starch that helps it hold the shape.
The amount, and we see here it's like a dough-like material, and it is able to be easily pieced together. Am I correct?
Yes, but we haven't fully developed it yet. But if you tweak it with a bit more of glycerol, you could make it tougher, so you can actually eat it. And it takes about 2 to 3 days to actually dissolve into the environment.
Awesome. So here we have Christianburg Wastemoor Secondary with Scraptastic Plastic, an awesome initiative. And of course, coming under our theme, Innovative Solutions through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana. Over to you, Shane.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's
Berbice Eye Secondary School booth, and we're going to look at the greatest fraction game. It's basically a mathematical game that Letitia is going to explain to us and tell us how we can play this game and how can it benefit students who play it.
So my game is about fractions and how we can make it more interactive and fun instead of it being boring and hard. So how to play my game? We roll the dice, and whatever number you land on, like you move up like 1 to 3, and then to work the problems you spin the wheel of operations and whatever you got. Like addition, then you work the problem. And if you got the answer wrong, you have 35 seconds to answer the question. If you get it wrong, you have a consequences. If you answer the question in under 20 seconds, you get $10. And if you answer it before the 35 seconds, you get $5. So this game is about learning fractions in a fun way with interacting with people and others.
All right, thank you so much for that, Letitia. So you guys hear it. At the fair, we have games, electricity projects, also turning sand into eco bricks. There's a lot of fun, exciting projects here at the National STEAM Fair 2025, and we can't wait to show you guys more of what we have here today.
Secondary Department of the STEM Fair, and here we are with Angelia and Divani of the Bishops High School. And can you tell us a bit about what it is that you guys have here today on display, and what is the inspiration behind it?
Okay, so here today we would have displayed bioplastics, and we decided to do bioplastics because we have witnessed firsthand how much plastic is improperly disposed of, and it finds its way into waterways and harms the animals. Not only that, it causes land pollution and creates habitats for these disease-carrying pests, and that can not only harm the animals but also harm us majorly.
All right, awesome job. So tell us a bit about how did you come about developing your bioplastics?
Well, first we would have research on the ingredients that we would have used. We used cornstarch, vinegar, glycerin, food coloring to just give it some color, and water. And how we made it?
So how we made it is, in our beaker over here, we combined 10 grams of the cornstarch along with 50 ml of the distilled water, 5 ml of the vinegar and 5 ml of the glycerin. And we added food coloring to give it its color. So we stirred it until everything was dissolved fully into the beaker, like everything was dissolved fully, you know. So we transferred it to our hot plate there, and we kept stirring it to avoid any clumps that may form in it. We stirred it for like between 5 to 10 minutes, and it turned into like melted plastic, the consistency of melted plastic. So we transferred it to our parchment paper here, where we smooth it out evenly and thin, and we let it dry for 80 to 24 hours.
Awesome, thank you very much. So it seemed like a lot of experiment went into this in the first place. Now, do you see this being a somewhat of a sustainable solution in the future?
Yes, absolutely, because it can reduce the amount of plastic pollution. Not only that, the ingredients are sourced locally, and traditional plastic is made with petroleum. This, however, is made with our base cornstarch. So yes.
And it gets the job done as equally as the plastic that we know today.
Well, I would say yes. However, it cannot fully replace plastic because of its short shelf life, and due to the ingredients, it may not have the same strength and sturdiness of plastic. However, we can add additives and other ingredients to ensure that it becomes sturdier with further research.
Awesome. So this is a step in the right direction in having a cleaner and greener environment, and ensuring that our animals are safe, and ensuring that we are safe, and also that we live in a healthier environment. Am I correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Anjali and Divani, for your contribution. And I trust that, you take the step forward, or you probably go ahead in the future, working on this and ensuring that it blossoms into something very successful.
Thank you. You're
welcome. All right, so we're here at the 8th of May Secondary, and they're going to explain to us their project called Time Guardian. Can I get your name? What is this project about?
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Sharon Clark. We're from 8th of May Secondary School, representing Region Number 2.
And can you tell us, Sherwin, what is this project about, and how does it benefit the greater good of Guyana?
Okay, so this is the title. Okay, so this is how it works. Each student is assigned with a unique QR code back of their badge. So this is the QR code. On arrival, student QR codes are being scanned using a mobile phone. Automatically, the system records their name. So I'm going to show you the person scanning the QR code, right?
Yeah. So you're scanning the QR code using a mobile phone. All right. And it takes you to...
So most likely the system is so you can show on the system the student lateness and time of arrival, and it's send an instant email notification to the parents. So this is email.
Okay, so we see here it says, "Dear parent, your child has clocked in at X, Y, and Z time." So that's really clever, and this is a software, correct?
Note that student lateness will be recorded from 8:30 to 11:30 hours in the morning session, and from 11:30 to 2:30 hours in the afternoon session. Student only can record the attendance during these times. Like one time you can record for the morning and one time for the afternoon.
Right. And what was the purpose of developing a project like this, a software like this that can track student time?
Because over 50% students come late to school. That's why we did have a Time Guardian to track student lateness.
Right. And do you guys have intention of rolling this out at 8th of May Secondary?
Yes. I'm literally doing it already.
Okay. So this project is already on the ground in 8th of May, tracking when students come to school late and when they clock out as well?
Yes.
All right. So you guys have heard it here at 8th of May Secondary, where they have developed a software called Time Guardian that tracks students' lateness, sends an email to the parent, and to notify them of their child's arrival. All right, so we've seen a lot here today. So far at the secondary level, we've seen how we can turn mud into electricity. We're making eco bricks, and now we're seeing a software that tracks student time at the National STEAM Fair 2025.
So just moments ago, we spoke with members of the Bishop's High School. they're focusing on bioplastics. And here we are with another group of Bishopians, and I can definitely say that I already see the vision, but I'll allow them to explain for themselves what exactly it is going on today. So tell us, what exactly is the problem you're trying to solve, and what is the inspiration behind this brainchild that you have here today?
So good morning. So the problem we're trying to solve is nutrition insecurity. So if you look across many of the regions from the hinterlands to the coast, many communities don't have nutrition-based foods. So we're trying to solve that problem. And the inspiration behind this was the Ministry of Education's feeding program. And with the help of the agro-processing room that they built for us, we are now able to make these products to showcase our talents at this year's science fair.
Okay, so what are some of the products that you have here on display today? How were they made? Just give a little bit detail on it.
So firstly, to get our moringa powder, we use the leaves of the moringa, and with our solar powered drying systems, we dry the moringa leaves and then grinded them to create this fine powder. It was also a bit of breadfruit flour, which went through the same process, was also added, but it's not overpowering the products. I'll be handing you over to my colleague Samir Shakir.
Good morning, everyone. Here, since all of these are locally sourced, it gives farmers an opportunity to get another job. That's if they're too lazy to farm or like do all of those hard stuff, right? So it gives them another opportunity to help with picking the cassava and the moringa. And now I will be handing you over back to Sherman.
So yeah, this initiative is to feed the children of Guyana and to provide nutrients for them. So I hand you over to my partner, Kavina, who will explain how STEAM ties into all of this, along with biology and the theme of the science fair.
So STEAM is very integral in creating our products. And for us, biology was used to explore the metabolic pathways, since we know moringa is actually a very good gut health something, and it helps with boosting metabolism. It also with nutrient assimilation and the plant biochemistry. And science aids us in the microbial safety and nutrient retention in our products. Technology and engineering enables us with sustainable processing and preservation systems. Arts help with our lovely packages and marketability. Mathematics help us to actually ensure accurate nutritional profiling, and also with the scalable production of the quantities and so on. In addition to that, as my colleague Sharon said, we want this initiative to go into the One Guyana school feeding program, and our most flagship production is actually the moringa infused breadfruit bar, which is actually a compact, nutrient optimized product, ideal for the feeding program because students don't like anything that doesn't taste good. But we create a product that anyone would like to taste, and it's very sweet because even though we add additives like sugar or honey to this product here, the moringa and breadfruit combined helps combat nutritional issues such as diabetes and hypertension. So this would also help in lowering everything else, even though you're consuming sugar. Thank you.
Awesome. So not only that you guys are covering every aspect of STEAM, but also you guys are helping with job security. You guys are aiding in the school feeding program. And first of all, whose excellent brainchild is this? It was a team effort. So we see the brilliance coming out. So you guys sat together and you came up with this initiative. Awesome. Awesome. I must say I'm impressed. Now, are you guys enjoying your bars? You do ingest the bar. You do have the bars. You sure? Okay. I'll come and stop for a few. So we're saying that we should see these bars implemented in our school feeding program sometime soon.
Yes.
All right. I'll take your word for it. All right, thank you very much. Here we're with the Bishop's High School once again with their Biology Meets Agricultural Science STEAM project. Thank you very much.
So we're at the Abrams Zool Secondary School booth here today, and they're going to explain their project called Eco Grow, and we have Reagan and Britannia here to explain what this project is all about.
So our project is all to reduce air pollution, global warming, and the contamination of drinking water. So our team had came up with the idea to use paddy straw and earthworm to make a cost-effective compost. So this is our compost bin, and in order for us to get this, we have a layer of sand and stone. This is used as a filter to get the compost tea to water the plants. And a layer of paddy straw and manure is added until the bin is full. Then we add our decomposers, which are earthworm, and they feed on the paddy straw, which help them to decompose faster.
And can you tell us how does this project benefit the greater good of Guyana, Regan?
It can use to develop the nutrients of the soil to help to grow healthier plants for the farmers. And
who can benefit from such a project like this?
Small scale farmers.
All right, guys, so you've heard it here at the Abrams Zool Secondary School, where they're developing Eco Grow, which is a compost made of paddy straw that can help small farmers who can grow their crops in a more healthy and nutritious way for the Guyanese people. So we have a lot of projects here for you guys here at the National STEAM Fair 2025. So stick around and we'll show you guys more throughout the day.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious? Join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025 being...
All right, and we are here with students of the Bushlot Secondary School. We're here with Vidya Alexander and Lisa Diodat. Am I right? All right. Can you tell us about your project here today? What inspired this project, most importantly, and what problem are you trying to solve?
So, hi Guyana, my name is Alexander, and we are from Bushlot Secondary. So, we wanted to get inspiration for our STEAM Fair project, and we went out to the local communities to get that inspiration. We spoke with local farmers. We realized that 50% of we spoke with 50% with all the farmers in our community. 50% of working people in our how you guys are? And we also spoke with business owners and etc., members of our community. And they have raised issue about the rising of plastic pollution and sargassum, which is seaweed. This is an issue that tangles with fishermen nets and cause issue. So we wanted to find to figure how we can change those challenges into something impactful for our environment, for our community, and for all of Guyana. And this is our project, and this is where we got our inspiration for our project. So our main product is our raw rice husk, which is known as paddy, our raw sargassum, which is also popularly known as seaweed. Seaweed can be found in many countries around the world. And raw husk is, and when I say it's an issue, it has been something that have been dumped right now in our communities. They are dumped in gutters and drain, which is causing an issue. So to make our product, we grind our raw rice husk to get our powdered rice husk. We washed our raw sargassum, which is we washed our seaweed, and we dried it for 2 to 3 days to get our dried sargassum. So we add our dried sargassum into a bowl with 200 ml of water, and we add citric acid to extract our plant cellulose. This is our plant cellulose, and we then add our plant cellulose and our calcium chloride to get our plant cellulose. To get our rice husk cellulose, we had our glycerol and our our powdered rice husk to get our rice husk cellulose. Now, to get our final product, we had our sodium hydroxide with our plant cellulose and our rice husk cellulose to get our final product. So we did several tests on our project. We test the tensile strength, which shows that our plastic is much lighter, which is more biodegradable. We also did our biodegradability test, which shows that after 48 hours, our biodegradable plastic absorbed 16% of water. And the normal conventional plastic only absorbs 1% of water, which shows a big difference in biodegradability. We did our weight test, which shows that our plastic is much lighter and more biodegradable. And we did our change after 48 hours. We see great changes with our project after 48 hours. It degrades much faster. So this is our project, and we believe that this project can inspire a generation on for sustainable environmental practices. Countries such as Mexico and China and Barbados also, they are in 2021 they did research and it shows successful, and those research came successful for this initiative. So Guyana we are not only promoting sustainability and healthier, brighter and greener future for our community, but we are also promoting a cleaner and greener environment for all of Guyana and for all and for global impact also in our sustainable practice.
Awesome. And I like that you took initiative from the various issues that you would have come across in your community, and that is the raw rice husk. I guess they were blocking drains, and the raw sargassum or seaweed as we would know it, that would leave a stench in the community as we would know. You took those and you made, well, you all directed it towards having your bioplastic. Now that is an amazing initiative. So do you intend to, is this something that you see taking off for you in the future? Is it something that you think is going to take wave in the future, the bioplastic?
So, as you said earlier, there are countries that are now taking these projects into research. I believe that to have this done, then we must work together, both leaders in our country and young innovators. We must work together to make this possible.
All right, great job. So the answer is yes. All right, thank you very much. This is Bushla Secondary with their twist or their take on bioplastic. Thank you very much. Over to you, Shane.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future?
And here we are with the 3 Mile Secondary School. And what is your name?
My name is Talia Turnhill.
Marilyn Mugi.
And tell us a bit about your project here today. What inspired your project? And of course, where's it going?
Okay, so our title today is The Science of Natural Lip Balm, a STEAM-based approach to sustainable skincare. So what inspired us to do this project is that the population, it is increasing, right? That the population is, what was it?
Because of the rise in population in, we're mostly using skincare products like an everyday thing. We often overlook what's actually in them, like petroleum-based ingredients. It has chemicals, harmful chemicals that can cause breakage and even long-term scarring. So we came up with the idea that could make it more natural, safer to our skin, and safer to the environment. So the ingredients we use are beeswax as the base, combined with mango butter, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, vitamin E oil, and essential oils like peppermint and lavender and a wide variety.
Okay, so these lip balms are stored in a recyclable container, and the packaging is also recyclable. Yes. And we think that this is a really good product because it is great for young entrepreneurs and it's a good job activity. And it is also very moisturizing and it nourishes the lips and it doesn't cause breakage or anything. It's very natural and safer to society and the earth.
Thank you.
Nice. So is it just a lip balm that you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just lip balm. Do you intend to extend it to probably face oils or body waters?
Oh, so we also did a face mask, but we did not bring it. We only did the lip balm because it was more preferred.
It was more preferred. Nice, nice. So you said that the containers are recyclable. So tell us a bit about that.
Okay. Since if it is efficacy, even if it's done, you could clean it and reuse it back. It's like recyclable in the word. Similarly, you can have one if you want.
Thank you very much.
That's basically the reason, because pollution is rising rapidly now. So we try to prevent both pollution and a healthier for our skin. Thank you.
I think this is an excellent project and, of course, an excellent way to express science through theme. I must say that your lip balm smells very good and I cannot wait to use it. Thank you very much. And awesome job coming from you guys, 3 Mile Secondary School. Now, do you intend to put your lip balms on the market or are they already on the market?
It's not already on the market, but we will see.
You will see. All right. Thank you very much. It was nice talking to you guys today, and I wish you all the best.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement.
Their contribution to the National STEAM Fair here today. Jonathan, can you tell me what's the name of this project and what's its purpose and how it came about?
Well, gamified digital quizzes isn't just a project, but it is an integral part of the learning experience. We live in an era where technology surrounds us like the air we breathe, but education must evolve. The old way of learning can often feel like chewing through a dense fog, where students struggle to grasp complex concepts. But what if learning didn't have to feel like a chore? What if learning can be as engaging, dynamic, and interactive as the very technology students interact with every day? Well, this is where our project steps in, transforming the way we learn information technology through a Python-based quiz game.
And can we have a demonstration of this game here today, or we're not ready for demonstration?
Yeah, we can have a demonstration.
All right, so we're going to have a demonstration of their take on their contribution for the National STEAM Fair. So if we can come over here and look at the screen, and Jonathan, you'll explain what we're looking at.
So this is the game, and the game is designed for students from grade 7 to 11. And each grade are covered by 4 quizzes. So let's say we click on grade 7. You see the 4 quiz pops up. We have 600 seconds for 10 questions, and that's the score at the bottom there. So let's choose quiz 1. So the question is, which of the following is an example of a URL? So let's choose an answer. So the game tells you when it's wrong and when it's right. Let's go ahead to our next question. Which protocol is used to transfer data over the internet? So the game tells you that the answer is correct.
All right, and this was developed at the Tagore Memorial Secondary School.
Yes, it was designed from scratch with students and teachers.
Right, can you tell us about what went into this process? Was there a team who came up with the idea, and how do you guys see this, moving on in a scale-wise, helping other students beyond Tagore Memorial Secondary?
Well, Tagore Memorial Secondary School sees gaming a very big distraction in our school, but if we can learn whilst having fun, we can retain more information and have a deeper understanding of the material.
All right, so thank you so much, Jonathan. So you guys have heard it here at the Tagore Memorial Secondary School booth. They've developed an information technology game which basically helps students to better understand information technology. So we've seen a lot here at the National STEAM Fair so far. We've seen how we can transfer mud into electricity. We've seen how we can make eco bricks, and we've seen so much thing here, and now we're seeing gaming at the National STEAM Fair 2025. So stay tuned, stick around. We have lots more to show you guys here today.
And this afternoon, we have seen quite a lot. We've had production of lip balms by use of beeswax. We've had production of moringa products. We've seen bioplastics made in various ways. And now we are with students of the President's College. Their names are, Shakar Puran, Sean Prasad, and Yashwal Narayan. And how are you guys doing this afternoon?
Fine, thank you.
Fine, thank you. You guys are Fort Farmers, right?
Yes.
And tell us a bit about your project here today. What inspired your project? And, of course, where do you see it going?
Miss, well, our project name is the Salty Sparks, and we actually see it going very far because it's a next way of replacing GPL and the constant blackout that they gave us. And also the nasty water that GWI gave us. There is a byproduct of our project here. So would you like a brief explanation of what our project?
Sure, go right ahead.
So as you heard in the name, Salty Spark. So you may wonder what is Salty Spark. So we actually use the salt water from the ocean, as you can see there, and turn it into electricity. So my friend Shekhar here will give you a brief breakdown on how we actually start on this.
Go ahead, Shekhar.
Okay, so to start with it, we're going to have the salt water from the Atlantic Ocean, which will be then taken to the water treatment, which has 2 compartments, which are the filter and the storage. In the filter, the residue, like the sand and the mud, would be left in the filter, while the salt water would be in the water treatment as storage. So in the water treatment, we could then purify the water furtherly to get clean water throughout the community as drinking water and water that you want to shower with. No, it would be further purified.
Okay.
Or we could keep the same highly concentrated salt water and take it to the thermoelectric transplant, which two processes occur. I'll let my colleague Sean Prasad explain the first process.
One of the processes that occur is electrolysis, which is basically using the solar panel's energy, electricity. It electrifies an anode and a cathode, which causes the salt to stick to one end and the chlorine to stick to the other end. And the other process that occurs is simple displacement, which Yashwal Narayan will explain.
So what is single displacement? So single displacement is basically a process that creates a lot of heat. And you may wonder how, because we are still not at the step yet, how do we create energy using the salt water? So here is the good part and here is the fun part. So by the use of a thermoelectric generator, as you can see here, it is located at the bottom of this apparatus here. And this process of single displacement creates heat. So by the heat now, it is transferred into this, and energy is created, which supply our powerhouse here with energy and causes this to happen. And there is light. And that is the end of our presentation, Miss.
And there we have light in the entire community,
Yes.
and by extension, I hope you intend to power Guyana.
Yes.
And we saw how it is that we get water.
Yes.
So how dependable is this project? Won't we still have blackout?
No black. Because Guyana has a constant supply of salt water, because the ocean never runs out of water, right? So we will be getting water day and night and energy day and night.
So what if your apparatus fails?
Miss, so if the apparatus fail, well, since this is only a small scale, but if it do go further on, we could create a bigger scale and we have multiple apparatus as backup. And as you can see, we have a power plant here which has a battery inside that stores electricity. So even though the power plant gives up, we still have a limited power supply to supply the community whilst it is being fixed.
So it's like a big backup battery.
Yes, miss.
So I'm not going to call the project the big backup battery because it's a salty spark.
Yes.
But great initiative, awesome. And who thought of this?
Well, it was actually a group idea because of the constant blackout we used to get. So it was something like we're trying to help Guyana with the constant problem that we get to.
Nice. Absolutely love it. Love that you're being innovative and keep up the good work. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Miss. You too.
Over to you, Shane.
Okay, so we're here at the East Rumville Secondary School, and we're just going to look at their project on bananas and the multi-purpose use of banana. So we have the two students here who are at the booths are going to explain to us, and we're going to go down the line to look at all of these things that are laid out here. So first of all, can you tell us your names and what is the purpose of this project?
Good afternoon. My name is Nandika James.
And my name is Shamari Fraser.
And what's the purpose of this project?
The purpose of this project is to basically showcase the multiple products that can be made from bananas that are actually environmentally friendly and organic instead of chemical-based things.
All right, so we're going to go down the line and we're going to list a few of these products, and you guys are going to tell me, what's the purpose of it and what's the benefits, right? So what are these? What am I looking at here?
This is a banana insect repellent that helps with getting rid of mosquitoes, flies, ants, or any of that. This is made from boiling the green or ripe banana peel, and you can add in your incense like eucalyptus oil, lavender, mint. You spray it around your house and on your skin, and it gets rid of all the insects.
And this big jug here, what's this about?
This is a banana wine that is actually non-alcoholic. This was made from bananas, obviously. We add some yeast to speed up the process, raisin, lime, honey, or you can substitute and use sugar.
So for our wine lovers, yes, you can make wine with banana, all right? So what are we looking at here? You guys were telling me that that's a shampoo. What's the benefits of that?
This actually helps to define your hair. It can work on any hair type, 1A, 1B, 4A, 4B. It helps to give your hair a very sleek look and a very soft texture. It actually helps it also, sometimes your hair might feel a bit hard and you have no hard time combing it out. You can use some of it and just comb out your hair and it will be so soft, for the girls that like to wear their hair down. You like to style your hair in different styles. You don't want it in a pony all the time. This helps with that.
And then we're moving on to these face masks.
Yeah, it's a face mask. It is made with the ripe bananas. You mash up the ripe bananas in a bowl. You add a bit of honey, turmeric, peppermint oil to scent or flavor. If you want, you can smell it. Would you like to smell it?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, this smells good. This smells good. So there's a lot of use, a lot of things that we can use bananas for. We've seen repellent, face mask, shampoo, wine. I know a lot of you guys are very excited for the banana tonic. Tell me more about that.
It is great for heart health. It reduces inflammation and has a very high percentage in potassium.
Right, and I'm looking at some actual food stuff that we can actually eat here today. Tell us a little bit about that.
We have here our banana cream pie and our banana flan. There's also a banana porridge, and it is really healthy and nutritious.
Right, so all of these products that you guys have here, this was developed at the East Rumveld Secondary School, correct?
Yes.
And if somebody wants to do this at home or want to get their hands on one of these products, how can they do that?
We actually have pamphlets available tomorrow. So if you guys are seeing this right now, come over to our booth tomorrow. We're distributing pamphlets so you guys can actually make these things at home.
All right, guys, you've heard it here at the East Rumveld Secondary School. They're exhibiting the multi-purpose use of banana. We have shampoo, repellent, face mask, wine, tonic that is good for the heart and everything. So come over here at the East Rumveld Secondary School booth where you can discover the multi-purpose use of banana, right? So there's a lot of excitement happening here at the National STEAM Fair 2025, and we're going to go around, Shanti and we're going to go. If you're not here, if you're watching us on Facebook, show you guys what's going on, what's happening on the ground. We've seen so much here today. We've seen mud into electricity, eco-friendly bricks, compost from the school in Region 2, and now we're seeing the multi-purpose use of banana from East Rumveld Secondary School.
What if students held the because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action.
Okay, so we're here at the St. Cuthbert's Mission, St. Cuthbert Secondary School booth, and we're here with Jaden and Crystal, who's going to explain to us a little bit about what's going on at the booth here today. So guys, can you tell us what we're looking at? What's the purpose of this booth? Why did you guys come to the National STEAM Fair today?
Okay, this project is based on its title, Promoting and Sustaining Entrepreneurship Through the Traditional Knowledge by demonstrating the benefits of the Meritua flexus, so the Ite palm tree. It's another word for the Ite palm under crafts and visual arts, as you can see here. These are the crafts, and this here, there are products we are going to basically explain to you about our project-based title.
All right, so can we go ahead and look at a few of the projects? Can you tell us what's going on with that one right there?
This one?
Yeah.
This is the traditional Amerindian wear dress for the dancers of our village dance group. It is made from the tibisiri fiber, which is an organic fiber that comes from the Ite palm. This fiber is 100% biodegradable. It doesn't harm the environment at all, and it's sustainable and organic.
All right, can we look at this? What's going on here?
This is a bell that is also made from the leaves of the Ite palm. However, you may wonder the straws for it. There's two types of straw. There is a white Gutsen and there is a brown Gutsen. As you can see here, there are two types. Basically, during the procedure, the white straw is being stripped from the brown Gutsen. However, this here is being made from the white Gutsen as well. So you can also, for both straws, you can use for decorations. Likewise, the bags and the tibisiri bag. This is called the tibisiri bag. Another word for straw is called the tibisiri.
Right, guys, you've heard it there from Jaden and Crystal about the multiple purpose use of the ET, am I saying that correctly, ET palm, and their multiple use here at the St. Cuthbert Secondary School booth at the National STEAM Fair 2025. So we're going around showing you guys the booths. We're seeing so much. We're learning so much along the way. We just learned about the ET palm. We learned about turning mud into electricity, and we also learned about how we can make eco-friendly brick, which is something very cool and exciting. And we also learned about compost from the Abraham Zool Secondary School back at this lower secondary level there. So there's much to learn, there's much to soak up and enjoy here at listening to the brilliant minds of these students that come across all 11 education districts. So stay tuned, because we're going to be here up until 3 at the National STEAM Fair 2025.
And we're here with students of the Charity Secondary School as we continue in the secondary category of the STEAM Fair 2025. And can you guys tell me your names?
My name is Kavini Naipal.
And my name is Maya Harap.
All right. And can you two beautiful young ladies tell us about your project here today and what inspired this project? And give us a more in-depth view of exactly what it is that you're bringing to STEAM Fair 2025.
So our project is basically social media versus real life. Are we living a lie online?
Social media encourages users to present a more idealized version of themselves than they actually are in real life. It can lead to unrealistic expectations of themselves and can interfere with their mental health and their well-being. We see celebrities online and we constantly compare our lives to theirs, but we don't see the struggles that they go through. So it can mess with our mindset, and we can have issues with our self-esteem.
All right, thank you very much. So this is under the behavioral sciences. All right, so this is what you guys are depicting here today. So what problem are you trying to solve? So what is your solution to this problem whereby persons idolize celebrities and they spend lots of time on social media, and you're asking the question, are we living a lie online? So what is the solution that you're offering here today?
Well, the solution is we can take quite a few breaks from social media and reflect on our lives and focus on ourselves rather than looking at other people and seeing what they do. And to follow positive content, people who don't filter their pictures and so on. Yes.
All right, and I'm seeing here that you guys did some extensive research in acquiring the information that you got here today. Would you guys like to tell me a bit about that?
We did a survey among the students of the school, and 75% of the students edit their photos before posting, and 68% feel social media affects their self-esteem.
Well, as you can see here, these are some examples here of filtered and unfiltered pictures. And this is the detox challenge that we created here.
Okay, so as you can see here, first of all, they did some research and first of all putting together their information. They did research on persons who would edit their pictures before putting the content out there, and also persons how much time a certain percentage of persons spend on social media. Also, they've come up with their solution is a detox challenge, a social media detox challenge to help persons disconnect and actually enjoy reality for just a bit. So this is the project done by the Charity Secondary School, and their question, well, rather, social media versus real life, and their question, are we living a lie online? There you have it. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're here at the Marian Academy, their booth, and they're showing us the use of robotics here, and we have Cameron who's going to explain to us what we're seeing here right now.
So this is basically our Arduino Lego V3 rover, which hosts a modified chassis.
What's a chassis? What is that? What does that mean?
Well, a chassis is the platform which hosts the car. Now you may be wondering, why did we put a modified chassis with a PVC frame? Well, that is to host our seed dispenser, soil tester, Wi-Fi camera, and weather station. So the seed dispenser works, it's at an angle where when the car drives, the seeds are dispensed. The soil tester tests the moisture of the soil, the lighting in the area, and the pH level. And the Wi-Fi camera connects to your phone and shows live footage. And the weather station shows different weather patterns, your timing in the area, the temperature, and a 5-day recording.
So you said seeds. I'm thinking this is going to assist in the agricultural sector, correct?
Yes, it's to help farmers reduce labor costs and improve farming efficiency.
And from the looks of it, we're definitely looking at a prototype right now, right?
Yes, 100%.
What's the future of this once it moves away from the prototype phase? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, well, definitely more secure wheels, more powerful motors, so it can go much faster, climb better terrain, and overall a more stable frame. Because right now, if you put this on extremely rough terrain, it would fail.
Right, so you've heard that from Cameron here at Marian Academy, who has a product here that will assist farmers. So we've, going about the booths, we've seen so many things here. We see transforming mud into electricity. We're seeing how robotics can assist farmers. We're seeing how we can turn sand into eco bricks, and we've also seen the multi-purpose use of bananas here at the National Steam Fair. So there's definitely something for everyone if you come down here at the Artichon Conference Center between today and the day after tomorrow. Look around, see what suits you, and just basically hear these brilliant children explain what their projects are about here at the National Steam Fair 2025.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration.
Good afternoon to you guys. And what school are you from?
From Rosignol Secondary.
Rosignol Secondary, coming a far way today. Now, can you tell me your names, please?
My name is Nash Bridgewell.
And I'm Isabella Bahadur.
All right, nice to meet you guys. Now, tell us a bit about your project here today, and what is the inspiration behind your project?
So this is our project on something called micromediation. Now, micromediation is when fungi, or mushrooms as most people know them, it's when fungi break down harmful stuff in the environment. And with Guyana going into the oil and gas sector a lot recently, well, not recently, it's been going on for years now, we need a way in order to contain and prevent damage to the ecosystem from oil spills, as not just in Guyana, but worldwide, that is a big problem that we have to face. And so we're testing to see if specific strands or species of fungi, testing oyster mushrooms specifically, we're testing to see if they can micromediate oil. Here is our regular control group. You can see the mushroom growing inside there, the white fuzzy stuff. And here is 0.25 milliliters of crude oil. This is oil that's just been freshly drilled, no processes done to it. And so if an oil spill was to happen, this would be the type of oil that you would see. And you can see that the mushroom is still growing inside of the oil. Even in a full milliliter of crude oil, you can see the test tube is completely black. You can still see a bit of fuzz down here and up here, which means that the mushroom is growing. Normally, in an environment like this, any living being won't be able to survive, right? If I put like a seed inside of there, it won't grow, it would just die. But the fact that the mushroom is growing inside of the test tube, that means that it's doing its job and breaking down the harmful hydrocarbons inside of the oil. Hydrocarbons being the substance in oil that makes it dangerous. And so hopefully in the future, when this project becomes successful, we can use this to replace the core methods that we use to clean up oil spills, as those methods are very expensive and they have the chance to cause more damage to the environment than just the oil spill itself, which is obviously a big no-no. And this method, it's economically sustainable. It uses mushrooms, which means that it's fully natural. Well, of course you have to grow it yourself, but it's natural in the way that it uses nature. And mushrooms are very easy to grow, and they're very hard to kill. They're a very hardy creature. And so, hopefully in the future, if this becomes successful, we can even see more mushroom-related stuff in Guyana. Mushrooms are already in the cuisine of many other countries, but here in Guyana, there's been a superstition around them. Well, for right reasons, because we know Jambirella and all of that. But certain species of mushrooms are poisonous, so be wary of that. But the specific mushroom that we're using, that is actually safe to eat. And so hopefully in the future we can see more mushrooms in our cuisine, and I'm sure we eat bread, right? Bread has yeast inside of it, which is a type of fungi that they use to make the bread. So in a way, you're already using mushrooms to do things. So hopefully you can expand upon them some more. And also, I forgot what I was going to say.
But I must say that I love that you guys are not only being innovative and you're finding sustainable solutions to help us as we continue to develop our oil sector, but you guys are also being optimistic about this project taking off. And I absolutely love that. Now, what initially caused you or prompted you to even think that mushroom would be a way out of oil spills? What even, conjured that idea?
I saw a video on it, and the video is about how the secret powers of mushrooms, and they mention that it's capable of breaking down substances. For example, in California, I think it was California, don't quote me on that directly, but they use mushrooms, the same type of mushroom as well, to help with forest fires with lead and arsenic and ash, and it worked. It broke down the lead and turned the environment safe again. Yes. And so we've tested, and we can see that it works in oil as well. And as I mentioned earlier, oil spills are very dangerous to the environment. We need protection from them, and they're not just a problem facing Guyana. They're a problem faced in pretty much any country that has oil reservoirs.
Thank you very much. Anything that your partner would like to add in this one?
A lot of credit also goes to our teacher, Ms. Ushadalu, for helping us with this experiment, and she's a specialist in mushrooms and fungi, so she also helped out a lot in this experiment. Thank you.
Awesome job, students, and I trust that this project is it does catapult and turn into exactly what you want it to be. I think it's a very, very brilliant brainchild, actually.
Thank you. Well, this is a relatively new field of study, hence why there's not a lot of information out there about it. But so far, like what I said earlier about the video and this experiment itself, the results are promising. And quick thing to note, you can see that the mushroom doesn't grow as well in higher concentrations of oil. That can be easily fixed by just adding more mushrooms to it. Of course. So if you have a question about big oil spills, you just need a lot of mushrooms. And as I said earlier, mushrooms are easy to grow, so you can have a lot of them ready really quickly.
All right, awesome job. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Over to you, Shane.
We're at the Cyril Potter College of Education, and we're going to take a look at the hydropower plant here today. So guys, can you tell us your name and explain what we're looking at this moment?
Good afternoon, my name is Hemnarain Singh. So we are looking at a hydropower plant and what we think it should look like when Guyana executes it. So our plant is basically using water to carry out electricity to the entirety of Guyana. This is good because one, it provides clean energy. That is, it won't harm the ozone layer. As we know, right now, when you create electricity, you burn fossil fuels, which harms and destroys the ozone layer, causing the heat you are feeling now. And when we execute, or when the government execute our hydropower, you won't have that ozone layer being damaged anymore. And you yourself, as a student or a child, can execute this because it's simple. It uses your materials from your environment. As you can see, we have pipes, wood, and things like that to generate a simple electricity to power the entire country or your village at the most. And the government is working on the Amailo Falls as of right now. And we made a miniature hydropower plant at the Amailo Falls to show you. And you can see it lighting up because it charged the battery that produced current from the alternator to the inverter, which powers up the entire country, as you can see here.
So these lights that we're seeing currently are actually being charged by a prototype, which is over there.
Yes, it is. It's being charged by that turbine. We produce electricity that's stored in the battery.
All right, really something spectacular to see. So we're looking at this being executed all across this miniature map here of Guyana. So once this project is implemented, whenever that may be, it is intended to provide power throughout the entirety of Guyana.
Yes, it will, because as we know, Guyana is known as the land of many waters, right? There's water here, there, and everywhere. So once there is water and it can be utilized, then you can get your hydropower plant.
All right, thank you so much. So you've heard it here from the Cyril Potter College of Education and their hydro power plant, and once executed can provide power via water or the use of water across Guyana. So we've seen a lot of projects here at the National Steam Fair 2025. We've seen how we can transfer mud into electricity, the making of eco bricks. We've seen compost projects. We've seen the use of the multi-purpose use of bananas, which is incredible. And now we're here at the Sarasota College of Education and their use of the hydropower plant. So there's a lot more to come, and we can't wait to show you guys what projects you can see here at the National Steam Fair 2025.
And here we are with, what's the name of your school?
Myconi Secondary.
Myconi Secondary School. Now, can you tell us a bit about your project here today and what inspired that project?
Our project is Green Gel, turning agricultural waste products into a fiber hydrogel. In Guyana, agriculture is the backbone of our economy. Farmers face a constant struggle in keeping the soil moist during dry weather, like a stubborn drought that won't loosen its grip, which could affect crop productivity. This project inspired us by creating a more sustainable solution, one that turned agricultural waste into a protective shield for our soil.
Nice. So what even inspired this thought? Who came up with the thought to even come up with something as green gel?
I did, because most of the hydrogel are non-biodegradable, costly, and not widely available in Guyana. But our gel could break down. It's natural, used natural with sugarcane bagasse and rice husk, and it could break down in the soil.
Awesome job. Now tell us a bit about how it's made.
Good day, my name is Bina Roberts, and I'm going to tell you a bit how it's made. So basically, instead of the factories to burn these rice husks and sugarcane baggies, we collect them, we wash them, and we dry them. We put it in the oven for a more speedy process. So after drying, we mill them down to get a more powdery substance, a finer substance. It's not. It could go finer than this, but it's not easy breaking it down. Which we then cellulose extract.
We then chemically treat it to extract the cellulose. The cellulose is then mixed with citric acid to create the gel what absorb the water. After we extract the gel is then mixed with soil samples. The soil samples is then Then we retain and see how much water it could last for 5 days. And after 5 days, we see that our hydrogel retains 30% of its water compared to the untreated cell, which only retains 5% of its water.
Nice, awesome. And do you have produced the gel? Do you have the gel here with you?
Well, it's not really a gel, it's more like a fiber gel.
Okay.
And this is it. This is when it's dried. And like this, it's got all more water. Well, when you throw the water inside, it soaks up all the water, and then it's gradually extract the water from this into the soil during dry weather. And
awesome, thank you very much. This is a very innovative project, and I wish you all the best. Over to you, Shane.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National Steam Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM.
And we are here with students of the Anna Regina Secondary School. And can you first of all give me your names and then tell me about your project, what inspired your project, and what problem are you trying to solve?
So my name is Ezekiel Narayan.
I am Bovina Duarca.
So our project is an eco-friendly fireproof vault made for the 21st century. So our project was basically inspired because we saw that coconut is a very abundant natural resource, and persons in the Pomeroon use it as a way of financial income. But after extracting the materials that they sell, like the water and the oil, they dispose of the coconut husk in the water and on land, causing land and water pollution. Also, in our country, Guyana, we're in the tropical zone. Different parts of the region where there are dry trees, grasses, fires start rampantly. So the amazing thing about our project is that coconut husk is a very flammable material, but we're using the same coconut husk to combat fire. So my colleague here will take you through this wonderful process of making this simple coating.
So I'll be taking you through the process to create the fireproof coating. So the first step, we shredded the coconut husk and rinsed it with water to remove the dirt. So we separated the core from the actual coconut husk itself. The next step, we prepared the coconut oil mixture, whereby we added 1 liter of coconut oil to the mixture of the separated coconut husk and core, and this was mixed thoroughly. The next step, we added the other reactants, which are aluminum oxide and clay. You can also use lime as an alternative for aluminum oxide. So we added 30 grams of clay and 10 grams of aluminum oxide, and this was mixed thoroughly. The next step, water was gradually added and stirred continuously until a smooth paste-like consistency was achieved. The next step, the surface was clean and dried before application, and the fireproof coating was evenly applied to the surface, and it was allowed to dry for 12 to 24 hours between coats. The next step, we allowed it to cure for 3 to 5 days, and a small coated area was left exposed to controlled heat, and observations were recorded. This is an example of what the final product of the fireproof vault would look like. So under this is a layer of the fireproof coating, and under that is a layer of plyboard. So we use plyboard, then the fireproof coating, and then cardboard, and this would what our finished product would look like. We also demonstrated here that we can use these vaults in homes. So we're going to demonstrate this process and light this on fire and show you that it does not get into contact with the material underneath here. So we're going to demonstrate this. As you can see, the fire gets into contact with the fibers of the coconut husk, but it does not get into contact with the material. So you know that spray paint is flammable. So we're going to spray this spray paint and observe our results. As you can see, it does not get in contact with the material. This is basically our project.
Awesome job and great initiative indeed. Who thought of this wonderful initiative?
So together with our teachers, we came up with this wonderful project.
Nice. And do you see it taking off?
Pardon me?
Do you see this project taking off to be something big?
Well, hopefully, yes. We're starting on a small scale on vaults, but hopefully in the future we can put this on houses and etc.
Awesome. Thank you very much for this, and thank you for your demonstration. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Over to you.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025.
St. Ignatius Secondary, and they're going to just explain what we're looking at here and what this game is about. So firstly, ladies, tell us your names.
Good afternoon. My name is Kelly Douglas, along with my partner, Pietro Abrams. So today we're about to explain our project, the QR Code Quest. This project was designed in a way to make classrooms more interactive and fun, to move it away from the traditional way of teaching, so they can be more fun and interactive. So we made this game in such a way, it's a scavenger hunt, like the name said. We give riddles, we hide the QR codes, they figure out the riddles, and when they figure out the riddles, like this one here, they find the QR code and they scan it. When they scan this QR code, it leads them to a website that we created ourselves. Now, the good thing about this website is that the teachers or anybody can set the questions however they want it. Easy, hard, extremely hard, different level. And from there, you can know if your student knows what you're teaching, if they're lagging behind. So those are the main factors we were studying when we created this game, along with the fact that we needed to be fun.
So basically, if teachers, this can be used by teachers independently and students independently, correct?
Yes, it can be used by both independently.
And is this live to the public? Is the domain live to the public that they can go on now, set their question, develop their QR codes, and start playing the game?
Yeah, they can log into our website. They can customize it if they want. Yeah, that's basically it.
And what's the name of this website?
The QR Code Quest.
All right. I absolutely love this project. I think it's very innovative in the sense whereby you have an active game where students can both be active and still learn at the same time. So it's really, really fun to see this coming out of Region 9 from the St. Ignatius Secondary School. So you guys have heard it here at the St. Ignatius Secondary School booth, where we have our two lovely students here and their project called the QR Code Quest. So we've seen it here, we've been about the booths, and we're just going to go down the stretch and see more of what these students have to bring to the National STEAM Fair 2025.
Good afternoon to you guys. Can you tell me the name of your school and your names, please?
Our school is Aurora Secondary School, and we are located in Essequibo. And my name is Lachman Weram, and this is Josiah Garwick.
All right, can you tell us a bit about your project here this afternoon? What is the inspiration? And basically, what is the inspiration of the project?
Our inspiration of the project is to clean up oil spill in Guyana. If there ever is to be an oil spill, is to create a solution for a problem, because in Guyana we know that our main thing is oil, and if there ever is to be an oil spill, we already have a solution to deal with the problem.
Awesome. And can you tell me exactly what products or what is the main product being used to help with said oil spill?
The main product here is animal fur and human hair that is compressed together with wool to create a mat. Human hair and animal fur have a fibrous substance inside. It's called keratin that naturally attracts oil and repel water, which makes it a suitable use to clean up oil spill in Guyana and around the world.
And how did you even think about this in the first place? To know that human hair and animal fur, that would be a solution to the issue of oil spill?
One was research. We had to do our little research on it to see if it's actually going to work, if it's sustainable, and we found that it's actually going to work. It absorbs oil at a rapid rate, and hair can absorb oil 5 times its weight, and it's biodegradable. So if you throw it out, it's actually going to cause pollution and harms the environment.
Okay, so you're finding a way to combat hair being in the environment first and foremost, and your way of combating this is by using it to help with oil spills. Awesome job, and absolutely innovative, I must say. Thank you very much, and I wish you guys all the best. Over to you guys.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action.
Here at the Abrams Zool Secondary School once again, and we're looking at their project here, which is transforming students' data into digital efficiency. And we're here with one of the students who's going to explain what this actually means and how this can help the students at Abrams Zool.
Hello, my name is Chetan Ganshan, and I'm representing Abrams Zool Secondary School. Our project is basically, at the end of the term, teachers have to write their report cards and so on. This basically get rid of the task. So both students, parents, and teachers can access it. It shows the grades, a little feedback of good, bad, whether it improved, and the days attended. It also shows you resources like worksheets and games. This is an example of a game. So when it comes to the students, we also have the students pages. This is where each student have their own password. It is unique. So once you enter your password now, this is mine. It takes you to your report card. It shows you each term, along with feedback and days attended.
So let's say from the parents' perspective, they can log on to this website, the Abrams Zool website, and have all the necessary information on their child's progress at school.
Yes.
Right. So what an innovative project from the Abrams Zool Secondary School. I think it's really fresh and a really more accommodating way to the general public, the parents of that school, who can log in and just basically keep tabs on what their children, the children are doing. Do you guys have intention to basically make this website software accessible to other schools?
Yes, you want all schools can implement this to make it easier for both parents and teachers.
All right, guys, so you've heard it here from the Abrams Zool Secondary School booth, where they're transforming students' data into digital efficiency by creating a website that parents and students and teachers can access all the data that they need for their child's and their own personal progress at the school. So we've seen a lot. We've been through a lot of the booths here on the ground, both Shanti and I. And we can't wait to come back again tomorrow to see you guys and introduce you guys to more wonderful projects being displayed here at the National STEAM Fair 2025.
What if students held the answers to Guyana's future? Well, wonder no more, because innovation is taking center stage at the National STEAM Fair 2025. Presented by the Ministry of Education, this year's theme, Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana, is more than a motto, it's a movement. From April 23rd to 25th, this year's event features student-led projects from across Guyana, tackling real-world problems with real innovation through interactive exhibits, mind-blowing experiments, robotics in action, eco-friendly solutions, and creative art meets science installations that prove STEAM isn't just theory, it's action. Whether you're a student, teacher, parent, innovator, policymaker, or just plain curious, join us daily from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., April 23rd to 25th. Admission absolutely free. Inspiration guaranteed. This is more than a fair, it's a front row seat to Guyana's next chapter. Are you ready to be amazed? The National STEAM Fair 2025. Be inspired, be there, be the future. What if students